Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to design a spoilboard for a CNC router. A spoilboard performs two basic functions. Firstly, it acts as a sacrificial surface, allowing you to cut through a workpiece without damaging the table bed. Secondly, it provides a surface parallel to the X and Y axes, giving a consistent cut depth across the work area. Surfacing operation is used to machine the top face parallel and can also be used to restore the surface after damage is accumulated. To get started, we need to measure the distance between the hole or slot centers with calipers. Or if you're using a tape measure or ruler, then measure across several holes and divide by the number of gaps. Next, we need to find the machine's working area. An easy way to do that is to home the machine to each corner. In Gerbil, the $23 homing dia invert mask setting determines the homing direction. To home to the front left, enter $23 equals 3 into the console and $H. Then we can jog the V-bit down to mark the position on a piece of tape. $23 equals 2 homes to the front right. $23 equals 1 to the back left. And $23 equals 0 to the back right. After measuring the distance between the points, the machine's working area is 400 by 427 millimeters. We can make the spoilboard larger than the working area, but to level the entire top surface, each side can only be equally extended by the radius of the surfacing tool multiplied by 0.707. The working area contains a 5x5 grid of threaded holes spaced at 90 millimeters, and the central hole coincides with the center of the working area. The spoilboard will be made from 18mm or 3/4 inch MDF, and to improve the work holding I'm going to add extra rows and columns of holes with threaded inserts. Now that we have the measurements, we can create the design in Fusion. This is the free personal version. I will start by showing the data panel and creating a new project called XE Pro Spoilboard. Then selecting the project and hiding the data panel to give us some more screen space. Under Document Settings, Capture Design History is turned on, enabling the parametric timeline in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. This is very useful and it allows us to go back and change or delete features. Next, I'll create a new component, which I'll call Spoilboard. Then create a sketch, selecting the XY plane, and draw the outline of the spoilboard using the rectangle tool. The width is 400mm and 427mm for the height. Then zoom to fit, and we can use the mouse wheel to zoom out further. Now I'm going to use the midpoint constraint to fix the rectangle's position to the origin. The outline turns black, showing that it's fully constrained. And then finish the sketch. I will rename the sketch to make it easier to identify. Now we can extrude the rectangle to the height of the spoilboard. The MDF sheet is approximately 19mm thick. Then I create a sketch on the top face of the spoilboard. This is where we will define the hole positions. The holes will be referenced from the centre of the spoilboard, so I'm going to create a construction line between two diagonal corners. And then place a point at the centre of the construction line. Now we can use the rectangular pattern tool to create a grid of points marking where the holes will be located. Selecting the central point as the object, setting the distribution to spacing, the directions to symmetric, the quantities to 9, and the distance to 45 millimeters. That's all we need to do in the sketch. I will rename it top for future reference. Next, I'm going to create some selection sets. These are used to group multiple objects together. The first selection set will contain all the points. The second selection set will contain all the points except the four corners. The third selection set will contain the points in the four corners, which will be used as mounting holes. Next, I'll turn the spoilboard over so the bottom faces upwards. Then create a sketch on the bottom face. Now I'm going to project the points from the top face onto the bottom. Selecting the project tool, and then the all points selection set. We can finish the sketch. And name it. Next, I'll create a selection set for the points on the bottom where threaded inserts will be installed. I will hide the top sketch to avoid accidentally selecting points from the top face. Then create the selection set. And select the projected points from the bottom face. Now we can move on to making the holes. Let's turn the spoilboard back over so that the top faces upwards. Show the top sketch and hide the bottom sketch. Then I'm going to select the hole tool. Select from sketch multiple holes. And then select the top holes selection set. The extents are set to all, which will cut the holes to the full depth of the spoilboard. The hole type is simple. The hole tap type is clearance. The size is metric M6. And the fit is loose. The result is a 7mm diameter hole that cuts through the spoilboard. Next I'm going to create the mounting holes. So we select the hole tool. Select from sketch multiple holes. And then select the top mounting holes selection set. The extents are set to all. The hole type to counterbore. And the hole tap type to simple. I'll use a counterbore diameter of 20mm to accommodate a large washer. It will be 12mm deep, so the bolt's head will sit below the spoilboard surface. And the hole diameter is 7mm for an M6 loose fit. This button flips the direction of the hole, but it should already be pointed in the correct direction. Next we'll make the holes for the threaded inserts, so let's flip the board over. Select the hole tool. Select from sketch multiple holes. And then select the bottom inserts selection set. The extents are set to distance, the hole type to counterbore, hole tap type to simple, and the drill point to flat. The overall depth of the hole is set to 12mm. The counterbore diameter to 13.5mm. The counterbore depth to 1.5mm. And the diameter to 8mm. This is a close-up. When installed, the insert's flange sits below the surface, so the spoilboard can be flush against the table bed. Now let's save the design. That is the design complete. In the next video I will set up Fusion Manufacturing and generate the G-code.